we're going to begin with a circle in our sketch here. Now the first thing you'll notice about this is that the circle is blue. And the status bar right down here, see, the status bar tells us that the circle is underdefined. Now what this means, it's underdefined because we've not yet determined the diameter of the circle. We haven't fully defined where it is in time and space, or however you want to phrase that. Now we're going to see this blue circle turn black as a fully defined shape after we specify a particular diameter. So let's make this a fully defined shape. Okay, we're going to notice the little fly down, Smart Dimension. We're going to click on that, and what that allows us to do, you see the little measuring stick or whatever there. We're going to click here. That means we're going to measure from there. Well, it's a Smart Dimension, and it knows that it's going to measure the diameter of that circle. Let's say we want to make it 3.0 inches, or what, 3.00. Excuse me. We type that in, click the check mark, and it gives us a 3-inch dimension. And notice the object has turned black, and it says right down here, fully defined. And we're in the process of editing sketch number 4. And the reason it says sketch number 4 is because I've gone back and forth 2 or 3 different times between the videos, practicing, etc., etc. So that may not match exactly what yours does if you're in the same thing for the entire time. Okay, one additional note about fully defined, underdefined, and so on and so forth. If we have a redundant diameter or dimensions that happen to contradict one another, the sketch will be classified, or the message down here in this little lower bar, the status bar, will be over-defined. And then the faulty dimensions, if I'm not mistaken, I think the faulty dimensions that are causing that over-defined status will be in red. But I'm not going to show you an example of that right now. We'll talk more about that later, but just so you'll know what that means when you see it. Okay, now I've shown you an example of defined, underdefined, and so on and so forth. I want to show you the difference between these two circles, and how the reason that one of them will remain underdefined and the other one will change to black and be defined. Now I have clicked the Smart Dimension thing here. Click that. Click that. Well, let's try to get it to go here. Smart Dimension. Okay. Now then we're going to enter in 5.5 and click it. Okay, it turns it excuse me, it turns it into a black one. But now we have the term underdefined here, but this underdefined is describing this second little circle that we have here, and you'll notice it has a, well, let me back up here for just a second. I'm going to pause this and fix it, and I'll be right back to you. Okay, let's do this right quick. Here we type in 5.5, we click check mark, everything's good. It says here it's fully defined, the figure is black. Alright, but now then let me show you what happens if we do another circle over here and we start it, and we did not snap to the origin on this one. We just arbitrarily chose someplace out there in space. And then when we do this, okay, whatever that happens to be, you'll notice that this remains underdefined and this remains blue. The reason for that is because we have never defined the location of that circle in the front plane. It's not specified, so that's why it is underdefined. Okay, and you can tell, okay, the difference. This message applies to this figure because this one's blue, It does not apply to this figure because this one's black. And that's the reason it turns black when it is fully defined, and it remains blue when it is underdefined. Okay, one last thing before we end this video. If you double click on a dimension, it will come up and you can change the value, and you just type in whatever value, click the check mark, and you're good to go. Okay, and to turn off the Smart Dimension tool, just click Escape and it turns off. And this is the end of this video, and we'll see you on the next one.